Let's upgrade to VirtualBox version 6.0. You can tell what version you're on when you go into the Help and then About VirtualBox. And it tells you down here that we're on version 5.2. So we're going to upgrade to the latest version, version 6. First thing we want to do is to exit out of VirtualBox. Make sure it's shut down, and any virtual machines are also shut down with it. Then we're going to go to virtualbox.org and click on Download VirtualBox 6.0. From here, we're going to click on Windows Hosts because we're on a Windows 10 computer, but you can click whichever version you have, and the link pops up, and click Save File. Once it's all done, we'll click on the executable. And if you don't see it there in the top, you can go to your File Explorer and go to the Downloads folder, and you'll be able to see it in there. There's VirtualBox 6. If you get a smart screen message, just go ahead and run the executable anyway. You can just go ahead and safely ignore that. And here is our installation box. Click Next. And when we get to the custom setup, make sure you hit the drop down and choose Entire Feature will be installed on your local hard drive. So that way any sub programs will also be installed. You won't have to go back in and reinstall them later. And if you want to browse to a different location, you can click the Browse button, but I'm just going to choose the default and click Next. Now we have some options for start menu entries, shortcuts, etc., etc. I'm just going to leave those as defaults as well and click Next, but you can uncheck anything you don't need. Now we're going to get a message about the network interfaces, so you might see things blink out a little bit, but they will come right back up. And the installation is now beginning. And the installation usually doesn't take very long depending on the speed of your computer. If you had a previous version, it will be upgraded at this time. Now there is a risk of upgrading if you already have virtual machines on there. I have seen multiple different upgrades happen in the past where it did corrupt the virtual machines that were there. So be sure to do a backup of your virtual machine files before you do this upgrade. And if you're not sure where those files are, I'll show you after the upgrade is done. Looks like it's all finished, so we'll click Finish button and start automatically. And we'll see the new interface for VirtualBox. Things do look a little bit different, but let's start by going into the settings to see where your storage is, where the virtual machines are actually living. And we can click on this VDI file. And it tells us here the location of that VDI file. So prior to upgrading, just go in there and make sure you make a copy of that VirtualBox folder, and then you won't have to worry in case the virtual machines get corrupt that you'll have to rebuild everything. So now that we've got that, we'll go ahead and start up one of the virtual machines just to make sure everything is working okay. And all I have to do is double click on it, and we'll just confirm that it boots up. We get to see a little picture in the upper right hand side to give us a preview of how it's going, and you can see how it's all configured. We can say I have 4 gigabytes of RAM. The display video is 128 megabytes, which is the size that you want, and it shows the network adapters and USB and other information. If you go into the settings, you can click there and you can see the same thing as if you right click on it and choose Settings. Now we can go down. It's minimized right now, but we can bring up the virtual machine, and there it is. And you can see it's still booting into Windows. If you get any of these pop-ups, you can just make note of whatever it is and you can close it. And now we can go to Input, Keyboard, Control-Alt-Delete, and log in. Now one other thing you want to make sure you do is you go into the devices and choose to insert the Guest Edition CD image. And from there you want to upgrade to the latest version. Because right now we only have Guest Editions for version 5, but we've just installed version 6, so we need to make sure that we're upgraded to the latest one. And we do that simply by clicking on File Explorer once it shows up in the taskbar. And we'll see under this PC the CD VirtualBox Guest Editions, and you can double click on that and run the installation. You can see a little message here that automatically popped up. Hey, we're only running the guest edition version 5.2. We recommend to go to 6.0. So it's even reminding us that we need to do what I was just saying. Now, if you double click on the CD and it doesn't automatically launch the installation, that's okay. You can just choose the third one from the bottom. We'll double click on that and we'll click next. And we don't have to make any changes at all. And you might see the screen blink a little bit. That's okay. It's just the updating the video driver. And once it's all done, you'll have to restart the virtual machine. And you'll want to do this with every single virtual machine that you have installed. So unfortunately for me, I have a lot of virtual machines on here, and it's going to take me a while to upgrade them all. So that is how you do an upgrade or an installation for VirtualBox version 6.0.